I turned 29 last month and had this weird moment where I checked my net worth on a random Tuesday afternoon and realized I was actually close. Like, actually close to hitting $100,000. And I just sat there on my couch with my laptop open, feeling this rush of, oh my God, I might actually do this before 30. Which is wild, because 2 years ago, I had $18,000 in credit card debt, and I was buying $4 lattes every single day, like debt with a vibe I was choosing on purpose. So I'm not a financial advisor or anything. I'm just someone who became borderline obsessed with money after I finally admitted I was drowning in it. But hitting $100K before 30 is one of those things nobody really explains to you in a way that makes you want to do it. They just tell you it's a milestone, and you're supposed to nod and care. So let me tell you why you should actually care. Because some of these reasons are absolutely not the ones people post on LinkedIn with their little humble brag photos. First thing, compound interest stops being this cute thing your high school econ teacher mentioned once and becomes an actual money printer. I know that sounds dramatic, but when you have $100,000 invested, even at like 7% average returns, that's $7,000 a year you did not work for. You literally just let it sit there. And the next year, it's not $7,000, it's more, because now you're earning interest on the interest. 7% on $107,000. By the time you're 40, that $100K could be like $400K without you adding another dollar. I'm not saying you're going to retire at 40 on a yacht, but I am saying you bought yourself options. And options are the thing nobody tells you money actually buys. Not stuff, options. Second reason, and this one is messy, but I'm going to say it anyway. Dating changes. I hate that this is true, but it is. When you have $100,000 saved or invested, you stop tolerating broke behavior from men. You just do. Because you're not sitting there thinking, well, maybe if I stay with him, I'll have financial security someday. You already have it. You can actually ask yourself, do I like this person, or am I just scared of being broke and alone? Remember Marcus, that finance guy I mentioned before? The Carbone one who explained ETFs to me like I was a toddler? If I didn't have my own money, I probably would have given him a second chance, even though he talked to me like I was auditioning to understand basic addition. But I've got my own bag now, so I can ghost a condescending man in peace and sleep great. You know what I mean? Money doesn't buy love, but it does buy the ability to have standards. Third thing, your family stops treating you like the one who needs help and starts treating you like the one who has answers. My sister Bianca used to call me crying about overdraft fees, and we'd both just be broke together commiserating. Now she calls me asking if she should open a Roth IRA or a traditional. My mom used to worry about me out loud at family dinners. Now she brags about me to her church friends like I invented investing. It's a weird shift, and honestly, I'm still adjusting to it. But there's something powerful about being the person in your family who figured it out, especially if you come from a family where nobody really had wealth or even talked about it without shame. You become the template, the proof it's possible. Fourth reason, and this is the one that hit me hardest, you stop living in scarcity mode. When you have $100,000, you are not scared of your car breaking down. You are not scared of getting laid off. You are not panicking if your best friend asks you to split a nice dinner or go on a girls' trip. You can say yes to life without doing mental math in the Target parking lot about whether you can afford the good trash bags. That is not rich. That is just free. And once you feel what financial freedom feels like, even the baby version of it, you will do absolutely anything to keep it. You'll pack lunch. You'll skip brunch. You'll say no to things that used to feel mandatory because you know what actually feels good. And it's not bottomless mimosas. It's having money in the bank. Fifth thing, people start taking you seriously at work. I don't know how to say this without sounding cynical, but when you have money, you negotiate differently. You walk into salary conversations differently. You quit bad jobs faster. I had a manager 2 years ago who used to talk to me like I should be grateful to even have a desk and a laptop, like I should thank him for the privilege of being overworked and underpaid. Now I'm at a startup making $95K, and I told them my number in the first interview and didn't blink, didn't apologize, didn't say, "Is that okay?" or do a little nervous laugh. That energy comes from knowing you have 6 months of expenses saved. You are not desperate. Desperate people get lowballed. Secure people get paid. 6th reason, you can actually take risks. Everyone tells you to start a side hustle or start a business, but nobody tells you that you need a cushion to do that without losing your mind. I started selling vintage clothes on Depop because I had savings. If I didn't have savings, I would have been too scared to spend $300 on inventory. I would have talked myself out of it in the thrift store parking lot. Now, I'm making $400 to $800 a month from it, and honestly, some months it's more than that. It's not life-changing money yet, but it's growing, and the only reason I'm not freaking out about whether it works is because I know if it flops, I'm fine. Money gives you room to try things, to experiment, to fail without it ruining your life. Broke people can't afford to fail, so they just don't try. And then they wake up at 35 in the same spot, wondering why nothing ever changed. And the 7th reason, which is the one nobody wants to say out loud because it sounds shallow, but I'm going to say it anyway. $100,000 makes you attractive. Not in a gold digger way, in a you have your life together way. Men respect it, women respect it, your friends respect it. People want to be around people who are going somewhere, and whether we want to admit it or not, money is a signal that you are going somewhere. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's romantic or that it should matter. I'm saying it's real. The guy I'm talking to now asked me what I do, and when I told him I work in brand strategy and I've got a side thing going and I'm investing, he looked at me different. Like, oh, okay, she's serious. She's not just vibing through life, hoping it works out. That is not something I had at 24 when I was broke and messy and drinking wine on a futon I bought off Facebook Marketplace for $60. So yeah, $100K before 30. It's not just a number you hit so you can post about it. It's the difference between surviving your 20s and actually setting yourself up for a life where you get to choose things, where you're not just reacting to bills and emergencies and rent increases and your landlord's mood. You're building something. And once you start building, you don't want to stop. You want to keep going. You want to see how far you can take it. I'm not there yet. I'm close, like uncomfortably close, which means I check my accounts way too often now. But I'm going to hit it before I turn 30. And when I do, I'm going to pour the expensive bottle of wine, the one I've been saving, and I'm going to text the group chat, and I'm going to feel like I actually did something that mattered. Not because $100K makes you rich, but because it makes you free. And free is the whole point of all of this.